Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm back. It has been a while. Um, I've been busy doing so much shit. I've missed out on so many fucking raid nights. Like, luckily, luckily, there's one fucking raid team that I'm in that like the hours are okay for me to meet. I've been missing out on the Mythic Plus days because weekends are a bitch and a half for my new work schedule. So we're going to have a bit of a chat about about something that happened in WoW. The ripcord has been pulled. The ripcord that we were told did not exist has been pulled. So, a few key things, because I'm not going to read through all of this. Legion time walking is coming. That is something that we saw. No mention about the mop time walking raid. I think that's because they're doing Legion time walking Mythic Plus, so that might take time away from that. They are doing some legacy raid tuning, which I would assume would be for the time walking, but I'm wrong. I'm wrong. PvP scaling is coming in, which is great. The Maw intro skip, which should have been in at the beginning of the expansion almost a fucking year ago, is finally making its way in. I don't know why it took so long, but according to Watcher, it's because people enjoyed doing it on their alts to experience the story. Fuck you. It's the reason why I only have 3 capped characters right now. So, oh, that's cool. My cat's outside right now playing with some moths. We're gonna go over some of this. Give me a second. I opened the window so my cat could get inside because that's how she does it. So, we're getting a bunch of stuff. The Covenant restrictions completely gone. Absolutely 100% completely gone. If you've already completed the Covenant story on one character, you can skip it and get all the renown on an alt, and I fucking love that. That's going to be really useful for me because my Paladin already completed the Night Phase storyline. So we're gonna like backtrack and do that. Again, aces, I love that change. But all of these wonderful changes do come with something that I hate. Also, conduit energy removed. Why? Because conduit energy was a trash system from the start. Garbage system. Garbage. There is going to be a problem with their new Legion stuff because of another garbage change they made, which was the AoE cap. So, when playing in alternate characters, if you've already completed the Covenant's campaign on a different character, you will be able to immediately earn the Renown and Third Soulbind unlock without needing to replay the full narrative arc. Conduit energy is being removed, freely swappable without restriction, thank you God. Once you've reached a high Renown threshold, you thereafter will be able to freely switch among any of the 4 Covenants without cooldown or restriction, as well as use cosmetic rewards that you have earned from one Covenant, even if you are a member of a different one. Both Covenant switching and the use of cosmetic rewards will also apply to alts once the Renown threshold is reached on one character. What does this mean? This means that the thing that people were talking about, like, oh hey, maybe I want to play a Kyrian but look like a Venthyr, that's going to happen. Thank you, God. It took so long. Now, here's where we get into a little issue. So, here's the thing where it says, while we hope many players will be pleased at the increased accessibility and freedom, we know that you might be wondering why we didn't make adjustments like these sooner. After all, a large portion of the community has been very vocal about wanting to see changes along these lines since mid-2020, when Shadowlands was still in beta. Yes! You were being told! Literally every change that they are making right now is something that people talked about in beta. When it comes to the limitations on Covenant switching, millions of players experience Shadowlands for the first time through the lens of their Covenant of choice, and that would not have been possible had the choice carried less weight from the outset. Bullshit. So what you're telling me is that if I played a monk and I chose to go Kyrian, then I would not have been able to experience Shadowlands for the first time through Kyrian without the restrictions of soulbinds, without the conduit restrictions, without the swapping restrictions. I wouldn't have been able to do that. I call bullshit because that is bullshit, and you know it's bullshit. You had to put that in there. I don't fucking know who did it, but you can tell they're salty. They're salty that they had to make this change. Nevertheless, after the conclusion of Chains of Domination, Covenants are united against the Jailer, and revisiting player feedback in that context had led us to reevaluate our approach. Yeah, fuck you! You knew that that was coming! You knew what you were doing the entire time. It wasn't even in Sanctum of Domination. The Covenants started working together during each campaign. The Venthyr were working with the Necrolords. The Kyrian had to work with everybody. The Night Fae were working with the Kyrian at some point, I believe. But you made this restriction. And now it's like, oh, hey, yeah, no, everybody just kind of does more of what we've been doing. Hey, guys, you're all working together now. We've been working together, you complete asshole. Oh my god, in terms of day-to-day player experience, the advantages of a rigid division between Covenants have diminished since Shadowlands launch. There was no advantage! There was no advantage, gameplay-wise or narrative-wise, for the lock to exist. I have yet to see anybody make the argument that the lock was a good thing. All I see people saying is meaningful choice this, meaningful choice that. It's never actually been able to explain why it would feel better. The only thing that they can say is meaningful choice. And oh yeah, I forgot the, well, we don't want to feel pressured to switch. You don't have to. Saying no is a thing. That's why Master Looter was replaced with the garbage loot system we have now with the item level locks. But, well, you don't want to feel pressured to trade loot. You can say no! Fuck me, dude. While the downsides, feeling disadvantaged in certain types of content or having to choose between mechanical advantages and aesthetics have only grown. They were there since the beginning of the expansion. That was in the beginning of the expansion. How is it worse now? How is it worse now? It's not. It's the same thing. It's no better. It's no worse. This just makes it where you guys have to do less. I'm really happy for this change. You guys are so fucking dumb. The only thing that this change really makes less fun, or the only thing, I don't even know, dude. You guys are giving me a brain aneurysm because you're trying to be like, yeah, this was actually a good change at one point. What they're essentially saying is, listen, we're not saying we were wrong and you were right, but you were right. Well, that means that you were wrong. We're not saying that, Timmy. One second. I got a weird tracking shipment update. Wow. Okay. USPS sucks because they're like, oh, hey, this will be delivered Saturday. Then they're like, no, actually, it'll be delivered Monday. Fuck you. So you were wrong, and like you've always been wrong about this system. Nothing's changed. Nothing's gotten better. I mean, for you guys, like this is literally just a 100% net positive change. But you are trying to act like it's not actually a solution, and it was actually okay at the beginning, but now in 9.1 it's worse. It's not. It's not. This actually makes your job a lot easier as well, because when you were doing the whole, like, balancing Covenant abilities, guess what? You don't have to worry about doing that shit anymore. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, we need to give them a free change and, you know, recharge conduit energy, which you guys spent, I don't know how many work hours trying to make conduit energy work. But, you know what? Round of applause for realizing that choice and that system was hot garbage. That balance of factors no longer justifies the original limitations on covenant switching, so 9.1.5 we're looking to provide a way to circumvent them. Yes, your time gate, and you're still trying to be like, oh, the balance of factors no longer justifies it. It never did! It never did! I want you to realize that, Blizzard. This never was justified. Okay? The covenant lock was never justified. Conduit energy was never justified. Because you try to act like millions of players would have swapped their covenant while leveling. When then you say, oh, well, the small amount of people that were affected. No. Your limitations were never justified. You knew this because you were given the feedback in beta. But, just like this post shows, you were stubborn. And you have a fucking ego about you, and I can't stand it. Conduit energy, however, is a different story. Yeah, my dog even agrees. It was a different story. The system simply has not played out the way we hoped it would. Oh, who could have saw that coming? Could it have been the dude that spent over 4, almost 5 fucking months telling you, hey, remove it? We should have heeded the community feedback and taken a different direction a year ago. Yes! Yes! You admit fault! Thank you! Oh my god! A majority of players largely ignore the system and are unaffected by it, while the minority who want to engage in multiple content types competitively feel constrained by it. Yes! Yes, that has been a thing! That has constantly been a thing! I don't see how you just now realized that. Overall, that adds up to a negative experience. You know what? Conduit energy never added anything positive. It's always been a negative experience. Go fuck yourself. Conduit energy isn't really making the game better in any appreciable way, so we're removing the system entirely. Bro, take that and replace it with the covenant restrictions. I don't know why you guys feel like defending the covenant restrictions. Oh my god. Ugh, I hate you so much. As for the covenant campaign skip for alts and the ability to freely swap covenants on alts, that change is one outgrowth of many ongoing discussions within the development team, focused on feedback that at times players feel that the WoW content they most enjoy is locked behind experiences that aren't nearly as appealing to them. Yes, that's very true. Say it with me. We here at Blizzard were stubborn jackasses, and we were wrong. People might be like, oh, that's pretty harsh. Like, no, I don't fucking care. It's not harsh. It's very fucking accurate. Some of that feedback revolves around different play styles and content types, but a consistent theme is that experiences that were fun the first time through start to lose their luster on repeat playthroughs on alts. You learned that in Legion. No, not Legion. You learned that in Warlords of Draenor. It's why you added the intro skip. That is a lesson that you learned 8 years ago. The fuck is... Who's making this game? It can't be people that used to work on it. Because the people that used to work on it knew this. Oh my god. Especially when required for power progression. So, just as the Threads of Fate system exists to allow players to skip the level up zone narrative on subsequent playthroughs, we want to give max level players a similar option to avoid having to replay a Covenant campaign they've already done. As the 9.1.5 PTR progresses, we hope to roll out several other changes aimed at giving you more flexibility on how you'd prefer to adventure in Azeroth. So what they're adding is they're adding Torghast leveling as well, which is fun. I like Torghast. I don't know how Torghast leveling is going to work, but it's going to be very fun. We'll hope you'll see something from your own wish list when we post the patch notes next week, and we'll keep listening, refining, and building on that as we continue PTR testing and development of what's next. And then they go on to Burning Crusade Classic, which is garbage. So, again, they're just not saying they were wrong while at the same time being like, yeah, we were wrong. You know what? Blizz, right there for you, buddy. You suck 99% of the time, but you managed to make it work. And one second, I'm trying to get this all figured out. I've got shit I gotta do for work tonight. Yeah, okay. Overall, okay, good changes. I just want to keep that in mind. Good changes. Blizzard, it took way too long, right? It took way too long, and you sound very salty in the post, and you try to justify shitty things that in the next paragraph you kind of admit fault. But you admit fault. Now people are gonna say, "Oh, this is for clout to take stuff out from the thingy. This is just a way to get past all your shit." It's not. This has nothing to do with their this has nothing to do. I have no doubt. This has nothing to do with the lawsuit, because this stuff has already been in development. However, a lot of this stuff is really simple, but we're going to go over a really quick look as to what these changes actually are. So, here's the developer update. So this is everything that they are saying that we get in 9.1.5. Legion time walking with Mythic Plus, aces, improved covenant swapping, aka you can swap them easily. Conduit energy removal, again, great. Legendary item recycling, again, great. Because it was another system in a launch that you guys shit on, like, in the first fucking thing. New allied race customizations, which we've seen, great. Alt Covenant campaign skip, great. Legacy raid tuning, great. New toys mounts and travel forms, great. I think they have to add something for each Covenant, because if they're just adding the Night Fae, like, spirit form thing, that's kind of garbage. Talent and ability buffs, okay, so it's tuning, and reporting improvements. Yay. Let's talk about classic. Serpent Shrine Cavern raid, Tempest Keep raid, new daily quests, new reps tier 5, new rewards, Arena Season 2, Guild Banks Group Browser. Hey guys, you have these 2 raids. Yay. People seem to not realize why Classic was really good. That's fine. So overall, this is a great net positive change for World of Warcraft. Great change. I don't think that the devs are happy about this change, because they have to admit, hey, they're being kind of they're being really damn salty. But I'm okay with it, man. I'm okay with the change. I might start playing WoW a bit more. Really, like, everything's taking off. I have fucking Monday or Tuesday I got shit I gotta do, and then I gotta set up times for other shit that week, and I've got, like, so much work I gotta do. But a really good thing about all of that, the really good thing about every single thing there, is that it means I will be able to do more, including new Pokemon Nuzlocke, because I didn't like the one that I put out on there might do a better one. Because why not? Anyways, guys, you have a great time, and tell me, like, what all about this change you